Hello everyone and welcome back to ScorpioTech. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the brand new MonsGeek M1 V5 mechanical keyboard featuring rapid disassembly and VIA support, making it ideal for easy modding and customization. Priced at £128 or about €180, this is by no means a cheap keyboard, but with a pretty great feature set. Let's find out if it's worth the investment. Also, just a quick note while I'm recording this audio, I've just seen that there's a 20% off discount running through Black Friday and Cyber Monday on Akko's website, which is well worth checking out. I'll leave a link to that down in the description. Before we get stuck into the features and functionalities of the M1 V5 keyboard, let's check out what we've got inside the box. Of course, we've got the incredibly clean black and grey themed keyboard itself, which feels absolute quality, and I've got to say, it is ridiculously heavy. Also in the box you get a bunch of extra keycaps, as this keyboard arrived in what I believe is a German layout, so I can manually change those to a UK layout. You also get some white accent keycaps, extra switches, screw-in stabilizers, a coiled USB A to C cable, wireless USB receiver, as well as a keycap and switch puller. But first things first, I wanted to give the keyboard a little bit of character by adding some of the included white keycaps to the board. Obviously, this is completely personal preference, but I think it gives it that extra bit of character to help it stand out. As for the overall design, I think it looks great. It's simple, clean, and allows you to really make it your own with custom keycaps or modifications. Weighing 1.75 kilograms, this board is heavy, and that is down to the quality of the materials used. It feels really premium with its aluminium casing and nice thick bezels. The M1 V5 also has a nice chunky casing with a slanted profile, which in my opinion makes for a really nice typing experience. There's no odd branding or design choices on the frame. It's very vanilla with a central USB-C port on the back of the casing, and then you can incredibly easily disassemble the board and begin any modifications or just simply clean it with ease, but I will come back to the disassembly process shortly. Overall though, I love the design and feel of the M1 V5. This 75% rapid disassembly board featuring a customizable knob really is the perfect all-rounder for those getting started with keyboard modifications and for those who want a well-rounded, easy-to-use mechanical keyboard experience. Moving on, let's take a look at the included switches and check out how they sound. On this board, I've gone for the Akko V3 Piano Pro switches, which are honestly one of my favourites, but you can also opt for Akko Rosewood, Creamy Purple Pro V3 and Creamy Cyan switches as well. With that said, take a listen to Akko's V3 Piano Pros in action. Of course, this will always come down to personal preference for what kind of sound you're after, but I think these are fantastic. These linear switches are smooth, consistent, and a good mix of that sought after creamy and thocky sound. It's also worth noting that this board supports both 3 and 5 pin switches, as well as having south facing RGB lighting if you wish to supply your own preferred switches. Now let's move on to one of the M1 V5's key features, and that is the rapid disassembly. To get this started, simply press down on some of the keys and pull upwards on the frame. It will clip off very easily, although don't worry, there's no chance of this coming off accidentally when in use. This will then give you access to the keyboard's inner workings. If you want even more access, you will have to disconnect the 2 central connections and the ribbon cable in the upper right. Now I would say that I'm pretty good with my fingers, but plugging these back in was a little bit frustrating, mainly because as soon as you plug one in, then you have less leverage for the others, so yeah, it's a bit awkward. As we delve deeper, we can see the various layers, which starting from the bottom includes the aluminium case with the batteries, then the PET layer, followed by a pour-on foam layer for sound dampening, then of course the PCBA, which is also attached to another pour-on foam layer, a polycarbonate plate, and the switch pad itself. So why is this useful? There are a couple of main reasons why this feature is so useful, the first of which is simply the ease of modding. Compared to a lot of keyboards, you would have to unscrew and deal with lots of awkward tasks to take apart, but this can be done in literally under 30 seconds. This allows for much easier and frustration-free modding of your keyboard, so you can take a look at the structure and begin your modifications almost instantly. But not only is this a great keyboard for modding, it's also incredibly useful for general keyboard maintenance and cleaning. Over time, your keyboard will get dirty, that is inevitable, and not only can not cleaning the board lead to issues down the line, but it's also kinda gross. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Mr. I've never cleaned my keyboard. Again, with standard screwing keyboards, the awful task of cleaning your board is made so much worse by the time taken to take it apart and then put it back together again. But with the M1 V5, this is made much simpler and allows you to get it over with quickly and keep your keyboard in great shape for years to come. Next up, let's take a quick look at the MonsGeek M1 V5's connection methods. This keyboard features multi-mode connectivity, including 2.4 GHz wireless with the included USB receiver for low latency usage, as well as Bluetooth 5 that can be connected to 3 devices and seamlessly swap between them, as well as of course wired mode via the USB Type-C port. You can access the system switch under the caps key, which I still hate by the way, but you can slide it up for Mac usage, keep central to keep the built-in battery turned off, or slide down for Windows usage with the built-in battery on. Speaking of, the M1 V5 features a pretty nice 8000 mAh battery which lasts really well unless you do opt for the RGB lighting, which does significantly impact that battery life. You can check the battery percentage by pressing FN and space, and that will show you a green bar with 0 being full and 1 being low. The included user manual does a great job at explaining how to connect to each of the methods, and thankfully I had no issues with any of them. Now let's take a quick look at the RGB lighting on the M1 V5. You can of course play around with the RGB settings via some keyboard shortcuts, but it is much easier to do with the VIA software, which I'll showcase to you very shortly. The pre-installed effects are, how to say it, very standard. There's really not a whole lot of static color options and effects to play around with here, but this is opened up significantly in the VIA software. Although saying that, the actual quality of the RGB lighting seems pretty decent, with really vibrant and bright colors, which is surprising since these double shot PBT keycaps don't feature any shine through. Before I do look at the software, I forgot to mention that this board is also available in Moonlight White, Dark Night, Wob, and the black and silver variant that I'm using in this video. And the final party piece for the MonsGeek M1 V5 is its compatibility with the widely used browser-based keyboard software called VIA. VIA can be used to configure and personalize various keyboard settings, as well as remapping keys, accessing layers, customize lighting, and more. To do this, you have to download the M1 V5's JSON file from the MonsGeek website and upload that into the VIA website as shown here. I will leave all of the relevant links down in the description if you want to check this out for yourself. Once connected, head over to the configure tab at the top where you can customize how you wish. You can access layers in the top left, then the various headings such as media, macros, special, lighting, and so on in the bottom left. Having this VIA support allows for advanced keyboard modding and enables endless remapping and backlight customization for your keyboard. Overall, I really do like the MonsGeek M1 V5. It has a really great build quality, clean design, fantastic sound, and is clearly packed with features designed for keyboard modding enthusiasts. If you are looking at getting into keyboard modding or already do modifications, then for the price I think this would be an excellent choice. However, if you have no interest in modding, I think you'd be paying for features that you don't necessarily need. But once again, it is a very solid addition to the MonsGeek M1 range. The rapid disassembly works really well, although the cables can be a little bit fiddly, and the VIA support really removes a lot of barriers that you would find with keyboard-specific software. If this keyboard isn't for you, I urge you to check out Akko's website. They have some incredible boards available for some great prices over the Black Friday period. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel if you're new. Thanks again, and I hope to see you in the next video.